Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. For today's video, I'm going to be demonstrating this electric hydraulic jack from Vevor. So first and foremost, big shout out to Vevor for sending me this electric hydraulic jack. Thank you for trusting me to do a review video and a demonstration video on this unit. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, then you know that I'm pretty selective when it comes to what kind of tools I want to show on this channel to you guys. So the fact that I'm showing this, it should mean a lot because I really took the time to do my research on this unit. And so far from what I read, I'm pretty impressed with the specs. And so I was pretty excited to get my hands on one to do a review video. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So the cool thing about this specific unit is that yes, it's an electronic hydraulic jack, but it also comes with an inflator as well as this impact gun. So basically, if you're stranded on side of the road, if you got a flat tire, this entire thing should be able to lift up your car, remove your tire, pump it, or if you have to put on a spare, then you have this impact gun. Let's go ahead and see what's inside. I've already opened it, obviously, but first thing is first, we have the impact gun. So this impact gun is rated for 450 Newton meters. That's around 330 foot-pounds, so you should be able to remove any kind of lug nuts with this. Honestly, it feels good in the hand, and it doesn't feel cheap. It has some weight to it. And then also included are some lug nut sockets. This one is a 23 mil and a 19 mil right here. Then it also comes with some gloves. I guess I'll use that. Looks to be a seat belt cutter as well as a window breaker for emergencies, so that's a nice little addition, a nice surprise I should say. So it comes with two power cords. One is for the 12 volt inside your car, and then the other one is if you want to connect it directly to your battery. It comes with these things right here. So you just connect that like so, and then plug it into the battery and it should work. But for this demonstration, I'm going to use my portable battery pack with the 12 volt. It should work just fine. And then lastly, we have the unit itself. This has some weight to it, and just like the impact, it doesn't feel cheap in the hands. So this unit has both the jack and the air pump. And let's just go ahead and take a dive in here. You flip it around, indicated by the air. If you need to pump your tires, all you do is pop this open, and you now have a tube for the air. So that's pretty cool. I like that it's built in, so basically you can't lose it. It's all in here. And then also inside it comes with extra fuses and looks like an Allen wrench, a couple of these attachments. So if you need to pump, you know, like a beach ball or something like that, it has it all in here. Then if we flip it around, this is the 12 volt. So this is your power source. And to power this thing up, all you do is plug this in like so, and then you want to plug this in to your 12 volt. And then a couple other features. It has pressure gauge right there, and it looks like some LED lights right there for the front, which is a nice touch. I like that a lot actually. So all of this is stored in this nice hard case with a reflective triangle on it on the front. So don't downplay the case. This is actually really nice. And so just an overview of the capability of this entire unit. Again, the impact is good for around 330 foot-pounds, way more than you need for any regular lug nut. And as far as the inflator goes, it should be good for around 150 PSI. It should pump up any standard tire with no issues. And then as far as the jack itself, it's capable of 5 tons. This should be fully capable of lifting any car or truck, and you know how it goes. You never want to max out the weight that you're pushing up. Again, these are just ratings. I wouldn't test 5 tons on this, but to lift up a car or a truck, SUV, it should have no issues. So with that said, let's go ahead and test this thing out. I'm going to be lifting my Subaru Outback, and I'm going to remove one of the wheels as well as test out the inflator. So let's go ahead and get this thing plugged in. All right, so like I said, I'm going to be testing this out on my Subaru Outback Wilderness. It's an inch higher than a standard Outback, so hopefully it's no issues. Let's go ahead and lift this thing up. All right, so I'm going to do my best to demonstrate this as realistic as possible. So let's say you get a flat tire, you're on the side of the road, you bust out this unit and you need to lift your car up so that you can replace the flat tire with your spare. First thing to do is to get the power cord itself. And again, I'm gonna be using my portable battery right there to plug it in. And this cord is ridiculously long, so you should have no issues with plugging it in to the inside of the car. Let's do this here. So now that that's plugged in, let's go ahead and open this door. There's gonna be a cord right here. You wanna plug these two in like so. And actually, before plugging it in, always make sure that the unit is in the off position. So right here, if you guys can see that, it should be in the off position. U is for up, D is for down. And yeah, you should be good to go. And here's that light I was talking about, which is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and lift the car. So before lifting the car, you always want to make sure you're on a flat surface, or as flat as possible, and that the handbrake is on. So the bottom here, I forgot to mention, is metal. So it should be more than capable of lifting this vehicle. So according to the instructions, the first thing that we want to do is to lift this as high as possible, as closest to your pinch weld as possible. So I don't want to go too high. So what I'm going to do is extend it probably halfway and then use the unit itself to lift up. So again, find your pinch weld and make sure that the crosses right here line up with your pinch weld. Okay, let's see. All right, so now that the jack is lined up with your pinch weld, go ahead and push the up button to lift it. And it's just right near the pinch weld itself. So we're gonna keep going up. So now it made contact with the pinch weld. Let's go ahead and keep going. This is crazy. It's actually lifting it. So that's a good stopping point right there. You want to lift it just enough so that the wheel is off the ground. And now let's go ahead and use the impact. All right, so to use the impact, you want to unplug this right here from the jack itself, and then just plug it in here. And it has a light too, which is pretty cool. And we take our socket. Oh, it's actually dual, 17 and a 19. So I think this one's a 19. Yeah. So. All right, so get that on there. Hopefully you guys can see it. Push L right here to loosen. Oh geez, yeah. That was quick. And the lug nuts are already off. Look at that. So let's go ahead and gently put this back on. That's crazy. So I'm gonna do another one for good measure, but I don't actually need to take the wheel off. Let's give this a couple hits to tighten. There we go. Loosen up this one. goes. Oh, geez, that is awesome. Yeah, look at that. It's a lot more powerful than I thought. That's crazy. So there's the impact function of it, and it's pretty powerful. All right, so let's say that you finish swapping out your spare. Next thing you want to do is to drop the car, and to do that, you simply want to plug it back in. And make sure nothing is in the way. Push the down button right here. This is real time, I'm not fast forwarding or anything. And there we go. And I forgot to mention this in the beginning. Once this thing is fully extended, it's about 17.7 inches tall. And then if it's fully retracted, then it's around 6 inches, 6.1 to be specific, in height. So if your vehicle is over 6.1 inches, this should work. I don't think it'll work for lowered vehicles, but for any regular standard height car or truck or SUV, it should work just fine. So once it's fully retracted, simply screw this back in there. And this is around 6.1 inches. And like I said earlier, you always want to make sure that when you put this under the car, spin this up just to where it touches the pinch weld. I didn't do it here just because this is a little too high, but for any regular car, regular height car, you want to extend it just right where it touches the pinch weld, and then use the jack to lift up the car. And lastly, let's go ahead and test out the inflator. I already took some air out of this tire, and it's sitting at around 25 PSI according to my trustworthy tire gauge. This is my favorite one, by the way. Factory is 33 PSI, so we're gonna go ahead and use this to inflate it all the way up. And you don't need to unplug anything because it draws from the same power source. It's the same unit. All you need to do is flip it over here for air. Open that up. And we get the hose out. And it's long enough to reach the tire right here. Oh, and it's a screw-on, which is great, so you don't have to worry about plugging it. Oh, that's cool. So screw it on there. And I'll bring the camera closer so you guys can see. All right, so we're gonna be aiming for around 33 PSI. Push this button to inflate. That looks like 33. And I may have forgotten to mention this in the beginning, but when you want to lift the car up, make sure that it's in the jack position. It's indicated by this. Push that down, and it should work. O is for off, and then this one is for the pump. So again, jack up, and then down. It won't work if you have it in the off position. So before you think that the unit is dead, just make sure that you have this in the right setting. Right, so 33 PSI, let's test it. Little under, but it's hard to read the dial, but you guys get the point. It works. It inflated the tire from 25 to 30. I just need to add a little more. Bottom line is it works, and I think it's great. All right, you guys, so hopefully I was able to demonstrate the 3-in-1 electronic hydraulic jack from Vevor. My honest opinion on this thing is that it is great. only for emergencies. So to sum it all up, I highly recommend this product, only if you're gonna use it for emergencies as it was designed for. I can't stress it enough, do not use this for anything other than emergencies. So yes, I will be taking this with me to every road trip. The fact that it comes with a carrying case means I can just throw it in the trunk and forget about it. Like I said, it comes with everything you need to be able to get yourself out of that emergency situation. And it's just really convenient that it's all right here. So that about sums up my demonstration and review video of the 3-in-1 electronic hydraulic jack by Vevor. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I will link the product in the description below so you guys can check it out for yourselves. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.